You are now tuned in to Live on Broadway podcast, the #1 relationship podcast in the world. So spicy.
Money coming, money
Clear.
People.
Clear. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway podcast. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Let me introduce this podcast. Let me just figure something out real quick because I thought I had it figured out, but there you go. Just put up a few things right quick. Make sure we got some things going on here for the viewership. Let me introduce this podcast the right way. Mike. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway podcast. Greetings and salutations to you all. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway podcast, where the situations matter more than the relationships. Perspectives will be respected by everybody. I'm talking about, if this is your first time tapping in, don't be easily threatened or angered, because much like you, every giant here first started off as a perfect stranger. We ask everybody tap in and get in tune with what we doing on Live on Broadway podcast by way of Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are available. You hear me? Make sure you tap in with our YouTube and like, comment, and subscribe. Broadway the Giant. It should be somewhere up there, up here, somewhere. I always get it wrong. Anyway, tap in with us. Just let the ambiance flow over me. If you guys want to see us and watch us the way we intended to be watched and heard, check us out on YouTube, Broadway the Giant. Tap in with us. I'm going to pin this link to the top in a moment so you guys can casually make your way over to the link and just, show your social currency by hitting that like button, Thank you in advance. Y'all know what we do around here, around these parts. Live on Broadway podcast. Let's talk about it. So there's a lot going on outside, and I figure we'll switch it up a little bit, and have a conversation that can, and I think will, for the most part, go in a few different ways. Shout out to Marlo, shout out to Sammy. I got Sammy up here with me, got Marlo up here with me, and we're going to have a conversation, and that conversation is going to be about Deion Sanders. Before I started this pod, I said, what hat am I going to wear? Because there's a lot of, touchy, temper, fans out here when it comes to what hat you wearing, what apparel you got on. Is that your team? I'm a native New Yorker, so we rock stuff like this because of the colors. So I felt like it'd be safe, Sammy, Marlo, if I just went with the Mary hat and just stayed out of harm's way. Make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube. So tap in with us. Tonight we having a conversation. It's going to be about Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders didn't leave Jackson State. Jackson State left Deion Sanders, and I'm going to tell you how and why tonight. We also going to have a conversation and talk about simply, is doing better when doing better for your family becomes the new selling out. So there's a few things going on. As always, y'all know I'm going to play a clip, and I want you guys to see it and understand it for what it's worth. Right before I get to that, I want to welcome Sammy. Greetings, Queen. How you feel?
Hey, Broadway, I'm good.
Feeling good, living good, feeling better. I like it. Marlo, tap in with me, King. Marlo, you by your mic?
Yeah, I'm here.
Tap in with me, beloved. How you feel?
I'm doing good, bro.
Okay. What up, Gina? Pull up to the stage. Is doing better for your family the new selling out? Let's start there. Because we're going to get into Deion Sanders. And hold up. You know what? Let me play this video real quick because I think it will only make sense. Tap in with us. Live on Broadway Podcast.
Over the weekend, Deion Sanders would make headlines after accepting the head coaching position at the University of Colorado. Sanders has spent the last 3 years coaching at Jackson State, where he will recruit several top black athletes to the school, earning a record of 27-5 in a 2 FWAC championships during that time. On accepting his new position, Sanders would say, in coaching, you get elevated or you get terminated. Those comments would receive controversy as it interferes CU is an elevation over Jackson State. Sanders' coaching at Jackson State was initially believed to be the start of black athletes finally playing at HBCUs. But now that Sanders has accepted the position at CU, many are criticizing his choice to leave Jackson State and coach at a predominantly white institution.
You've made a tremendous impact at the HBCUs. I guess how difficult...
Let's freeze frame right there real quick. How do you guys feel? Is Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State and doing better, putting his family in a better position in life? Did he sell out?
Nah, I don't think he sold out.
You don't think he sold out? Give me more.
Well, I think so. First off, right? Colorado offered him way more money than Jackson State. I believe it was 5.9 mil he was getting for Colorado, compared to currently he's getting $300K. So that's almost 20 times the amount of money. Mind you, the average person would leave a job for like extra 5-10K. So if you get almost 20 times more, come on. Then on top of that, he's leaving Jackson State in a better situation than when he first went there. When he first went there, they were a losing team. They could barely win a game. And only 3 seasons, he got them 2 conference titles. So, and this is the most anyone has been talking about Jackson State in forever.
Say that. Say that.
So, can I add to that?
Please do, Gina. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you very much, babe. And so I want to say that I want to add to what the gentleman that was just speaking, because everything he said I totally agree with, because I don't think he sold out either, to tell you the truth. And I'm a coach myself. Now, the thing is there's a few things. There's a couple of bad in it, but then there's more that he could do as far as Deion could do is better. So the thing is that a lot of people don't know that he did a lot, again, like everything that the gentleman just said, but also a lot of people don't know that the money that he was getting, he was giving to those other coaches. Like, he wasn't even really utilizing. He doesn't need any money. So the thing is that a lot of people are not realizing the all the other things that Deion was doing, not only for Jackson State, for the other coaches that were for the college students. He was just doing so much for the community.
Yeah.
And so the thing is that for him to get way more money, they don't realize that this man is probably, when he goes to Colorado, he's probably going to utilize that larger amount of money to do way more. So you got to think of it that way as well. He's not a greedy, selfish person. I personally had the pleasure of meeting Deion before, when at the Hall of Fame. He's a wonderful human being, and he's so motivational to the students and everything else. He's going to do more good with all this money that he's about to get. And just give him a second. All these people that are talking shit, when they find out what all the stuff he's getting ready to do more now, they're gonna be looking stupid. But it's okay. Let's wait it out a little bit, and y'all see what this wonderful man is about to do with the money that he's about to get. And you do more when you got more. And so right now, he only had gotten but so much when he was at Jackson State. And he doesn't care if you guys don't understand it or not.
Yeah.
Because he's already got money. But you know what it is that, it's very hurtful probably to him to even just see how people are not even remembering the shit he just did. All the things that young man that just talked about. So I don't have to repeat everything. But the thing is that you have to keep in mind all the things that he's just done. All the things he brought up. Like, yeah, Jackson State, nobody wouldn't even think about them. And he already put them back on the map.
Right.
People forget that so quick. They forget all the good stuff that quick. Man, get out of here. Anyways, I'm going to end with that. But it's just a food for thought for some people to think about. But, people are so quick to just forget the good stuff because if it's just one little small bad, if it's a bad thing, they can remember that so quick. You got to remember all the things that he's done and what he's done for the community there, even in Mississippi. So, hey, for me, he's not thinking about the money. I'm not even thinking about the money. Now, the bad that I was going to say, the only thing that I could say that could be bad about this whole situation with people hadn't even said nothing about is that, because again, I'm a coach and the students, we're talking about just the student's state of mind. The students that he's been touching and motivating, and every day you have to think about the how he kept them all motivated and the camaraderie. Just look at a lot of his videos with him and his son, and how strong the camaraderie is with these students. Loving how much they love him so much because he motivates them. They all want to do better. They all want to. So they could have complained about that. They talking about money. Get the hell out of here. You know what?
So
people need to start thinking a different kind of way. Everyone's thinking so selfishly about other stuff. We're talking about money. If you guys need to have any kind of conversation about anything, should be maybe the state of mind of some of the students. And I bet you he's gonna. And knowing him, he's keeping in touch with every last one of them students. I bet you every last one of them got his number. They could call him, check on him. He can check on them.
Right, So here's the thing, right? And I want to share the wealth in a second. Well, what up? I got Iraq. I got Bambi up here with me on Instagram. I want to share the wealth. Welcome, Sean. See, you've been a while. Greetings and salutations. I think it was always his plan to leave, right? Let's just get it there. I think it was always Deion Sanders' plan to leave, right? I think he came in and he had he knew the job and impact he was going to have. He didn't know where he would go, but I think he had the plan initially just to leave, because people that's not coaches, people that's the casual fan, right? And people that are not business people, they forget that the objective of any business is to sell the business. Like, the objective in business is to make your business lucrative as possible, build it up, and then sell it, right? The objective in anything is always to build up the demand so you can supply it. You get what I'm saying? And if that supply is brought to you in part by way of him going to Colorado and adding value there and then bringing the people from Jackson over to Colorado, why not? But tap in with me. I got Iraq. I got Bambi up here. Tap in with me one time, gang.
Yeah, you already know. My son is like that right now. He about to go to Syracuse, know what I mean?
Oh,
so
really?
He's going to be the linebacker. Yeah, he's signed right now from Iona Prep.
I love to hear it.
So right now, like you said, when the coaches do stuff like that, it's love, but you can't get mad. Coaches come and go. So like I said, they was underneath, but now he brought the D1 status, whatever. That's great.
Right.
So now he looking at like, all right, I'll bring in somebody that's got to finish it.
Right.
So if you're not with that, then you can't say that's jealousy or madness, man. Like, he did with his part out of his own pocket. Yo, that's crazy, B. And Deion Sanders, from when we was watching football, he was always number one.
Must be the money. Money.
So, yeah.
BCU could have made him.
I got you.
But it's still love, though.
I got you 1 second, Sean. Finish your point, Iraq.
Nah, it's still love with the players. He say he wanted to hear it from, from his voice, but he gonna move on. But he gonna take some players with him, coaches. Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
But it's still love. Like I say, it's a business, but then it's not. It's still family.
What
you
up,
say,
though,
he loves
Bambi?
all the kids. He say he loves the kids and all that.
I'm sorry. Football is a huge business.
Yes.
Football is all business.
Yep.
But they could have matched him at least halfway. I'm sure he would have considered staying for even $3.5 million. The HBCU doesn't have as much money as Colorado, because who's in Colorado except weed farmers?
Right.
But they could have matched him. and he was making $300,000. Is that what the case?
I believe that's in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Yep, and he put money out his own
300,000.
pocket.
Who wouldn't pick up their stuff and go? You know what I mean? Who wouldn't? And football's all about
Hold on,
timing,
just
right?
mute your mic, all right? Just mute your mic on your side. I hear you, Bambi.
Mute it.
Yeah, just mute yours.
But football's all about timing, from my perception. I'm not big on football, like I don't understand, but it is about timing, right? You have to strike while it's hot.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I don't know why people are saying that he should just have taken a pay cut for the culture. It's not about that, because I'm sure there's black players in Colorado. They're all over the country. You know what I mean?
So
a lot of black people don't just go to HBCUs.
HSBCU. Tap in with me, Sean.
Okay. Yes, he sold out. Absolutely, he sold out.
Oh, wow.
And you know why I say that? Because, to your point, businesses are to be sold. Now,
Yes.
we are selling out if we're not supporting his move. And we need to stop selling out and start supporting when a man is rising into a different position, to be able to put himself in a position to help out others like he was helping out Mississippi. He's going to help out the players. He's going to give them an opportunity to go to D1 schools where they didn't have an opportunity to have a coach like him in the D1 division. So, yes, he sold out, but I'm not mad at his choice.
I see what you're saying. I was confused at first. So I'm like, whoa, he's selling out. I know he's okay, but see, I think he's so. I don't look at it as selling out, right? But we can, because I see what you just did there. I don't look at it as selling out. I look at it like he's putting himself and his family first and putting them in a better position, because to the clip that I'm going to finish playing in a second, coaches normally do what? They advance or they get fired. So why would he wait for them to get fired? Why would he wait for himself to get fired if this is an opportunity for him to advance and do better? Why wouldn't he? And we're going to advance this conversation in a little bit, because I got some conversations and things I want to talk about, because there's something that's parallel to this conversation that we're having. We'll get there in a moment. Sean, I see you.
And Broadway, before you go, I just want to say, let's not miss the point that I just said.
What's that?
He sold out, but so is everybody else who's selling out and not supporting his move. All of us black folks who not supporting him for whatever reason and not giving the man the support when he like we gave him when he went over there, we're selling out. Because it's about supporting each other, not about trying to be biased or trying to dictate where we think they should go. Support the man. The man got a plan. He's had a plan. His plan has been working. Support him. His plan will continue, and we need to support his plan and see what comes out of it.
Well, see, I think a lot of times
He just went 12-0. He went undefeated just now recently, so he did what he had to do.
And a lot of these historically black colleges are very corrupt. Do you remember when they have the dorms falling apart, looking a fucking mess, and they have the money. They're very corrupt. $300,000 for Deion Sanders. I heard he really turned the team around. He did he did miracles. They should own his value.
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of athletes don't like going to HBCUs, as I understand, because they underfunded, right? Like when it comes to,
they're not underfunded.
Hold on. Let me make the point. They underfunded in the sports category because their medical team, they're just underfunded in that space. So it's like, why would I go to in Deion Sanders? They felt as though he was bringing a lot of, and could have brought a lot of athletes to the school because of his influence. Tap in with me,
he got
right?
TV time. He got TV time. They used to never show the games on TV. So now they got publicity. That's great. Know what I mean? They said again, before you used to hear it on the radio, like, what the hell? Now he got there. Now they got TV time.
Oh, man.
Like you said, that's great.
Just to be clear, I was going to say, just to be clear, his pay is not $300K per year. That's the base pay. That's his base salary. And then he also gets incentives on top of the base salary of $300K. When he signed the initial 4-year contract, it was for $1.2 million. And then again, the base pay is $300K per year, but that's not all he was getting.
Thank you for that, babe. Thank you for that.
That's why also he said he'd never go to the NFL either. He won't coach NFL either.
He could move
You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yeah, he said he don't want NFL money.
oh please. Oh please.
You don't
Yeah,
think
he
he'll
going to
take the
another
NFL?
level.
You don't think he'll take the NFL money, Bambi?
Nah,
He gonna go to
ain't do that.
He has to build.
I don't think he's going for the money though. He'll go for the
Yeah,
chance.
Hold
he's
on,
doing it
hold
for
on,
like
wait, guys.
He's doing it for the kids.
I need
He
one.
He's doing it for the
Guys,
kids and the love.
guys,
He has to build his
guys, I need one person speaking at a time. So please, if somebody else is speaking, just yield your point until they're finished, and then y'all could go. Go ahead, Bambi. We go Iraq.
He has to build his portfolio. They say in any job, I don't know how long he was there, you can't stay there. You do have to move a position. You have to get promoted or go somewhere else. I would say 3 to 5 years.
Iraq.
It depends if you're a rookie, but he's not a rookie in football. But he's proven himself, so he has to build his profile. Of course, he wants to go to the NFL. Him and Tom Brady, I think in 7 years, will be big competitors against each other.
Right now, he said, yo, right now he not going NFL because he been there, done that. Right now, he worried about the kids. Like I said, his only love. That's it.
He cares
So
about
he don't want the money from NFL. He doing it from, like you say, he spent out his own pockets. I'm good. He good.
They
He's
all
great.
care about the kids. All coaches care about the kids. That's why they do it for the kids. All coaches do. They don't do it for the coaching. They all do it because they care about the kids and they love football, most importantly. So he's trying to probably match up because I like to look at the NFL. I look at Tom Brady, who people love this game so much, and they have to. It's like entertainment business. They have to stay relevant.
But now he also said that why should I coach grown-ups? Now I mean that's adults that don't listen. He might have to knock him inside of the head one time. He said I want to coach kids. So he said that they grown-ups.
So hold on, IG. Hold on, IG. Tap in with me, Sean. I want to hear from you, Sean. Then we'll throw it back up.
I think that he is going to transition into the NFL because what he's going to realize is that even though they're 20-year-olds, they're still the kids that he felt and dared to. He's going to watch them go down that path from college to the NFL and understand that there's some things that are plaguing the NFL and where he can make a difference. So ultimately, I think he's going to realize, the NFL needs him, needs a coach like him in order to help that transition for those kids that he loves to be able to become the men that they need to be.
Let me ask you something. I mean, and this is for everyone, right? Does he do more is he able to, do you guys believe he's able to do more for us, black and brown, being on the inside than from the outside?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't get corrupted, because the next 2 years from now, the next election, we're going to be Republicans again, and he might sell out. The Republicans.
Right now he clean.
So wait, Bambi, I have a question. Why you say if he don't be corrupted, right? Because he's already had money, right? He's already had fame. He's already shown and proved his point time and time again. And when he tucks something, baseball, you understand what I'm saying? Football, when he tucks something, he goes. He's just good at what he does. And he don't put himself in something unless he's sure that he can. So listen, I'm betting on black, goddamn it. I don't think he's going to get corrupted, but tap in with me, Bambi. To that you say what, Queen?
I don't think Deion Sanders, I think he is already making wise choices because I hate to say it, but a lot of black people don't give another black man necessarily the value that they deserve. I'm not big on race. I believe if someone thinks that you're capable and they're willing to pay you what you're worth, go ahead. It don't matter what color they are. I personally believe that. And then, of course, as a black man, I'm sure he's going to try to bring his people with him. But business to me is, in a sense, blind to color. It's about what you're doing in that business. And he loves coaching. He loves football. Football is a colorblind sport in a sense. You know what I'm saying? People love it. White people love it.
Hold on. I hear what you say. I see what you're saying, right? But I think when it comes to football, much like baseball, much like soccer, right? It's predominantly played by Black, by Latino, by who plays soccer, goddammit? Because I don't know. I was just throwing something in there. Who plays soccer?
All the third world countries.
All the third world countries.
The whole world.
So when you say, football doesn't have a color, I believe that in theory it doesn't. But when you're looking at the sport, football and basketball, it does. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, I'm talking. Okay, so are you looking at like the business of it or the opportunity of it? Because
I'm looking at the players.
Yeah, the players are mostly minorities. Yes.
So
to the point that I was making earlier is that's why it does have a color, and the color is not of Black people within the business part of it, and that's why I feel like he will probably make a transition at some point, especially after dealing with the politics that Colorado is going to put him through and all of that. He's going to say, I could put my energies into another place that will be something bigger and better. And to the point that you made, Broadway, yes, fame is infectious. Yes, being a winner and competition is infectious. And so, yeah, he could fall victim to that and just start going after his competitiveness as opposed to what he started it with was his compassion.
Wake it up. Let's share the wealth. Let's share the wealth. We got Sammy in here. We got Marlo in here. We got Latoya and Oren. Tap in. How you guys feel? We speaking about what's happening. We're speaking about Deion Sanders and when doing better for your family becomes the new selling out. That's where we're at right now. And I'm gonna finish playing this clip in a moment because I want to get you guys' POV on it. Tap in with me, Sammy.
But y'all forgetting that this man lost a toe too? Like, come on.
Wait, wake that up again.
Like, he lost a toe. Like, he's playing and he's coaching in the middle of all that. He had to get his toe amputated. Like, this man is
That's right.
in a wheelchair.
I forgot about
this man
that.
in a wheelchair coaching. Like, he can't. And then Mississippi not giving him the same energy. So, like,
well,
y'all,
right.
they're not. Come on, like, they're not really standing behind him the way that they should, the way that Black people should. And my thing is, when you see somebody really putting in the work to build character, not just have them play great, but to make them well-rounded students, well-rounded men in their community, and doing things for the betterment of the culture, you got to give him that too. But it's time for him to also, as he elevates, he's going to reach back with one toe. Like, how y'all forgot about the toe?
He gonna reach back with one toe.
That's what all the players said. The players was like, yo, they love him for that. Now, I mean, he gave back. They respect him. They had bad grades or whatever. He still took them on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's all love. Like, he good. He gonna come back. You're right. He gonna come back.
Yep.
So let's advance the conversation. All right, so here's the thing, right? Deion Sanders didn't leave Jackson State. Jackson State left Deion Sanders. Why do I say that? I say that because essentially I don't believe there was any room for Deion Sanders to grow and be the person that he was set to be at Jackson State. The reason why I say that is because when you think about it, unfortunately, how many other coaches are great coaches at HBCUs in the sports spaces? Not too many. Tap in, Iraq. I see you. Can't tap in.
You're right. You're right. It's not too many that you can speak about or that we know of.
That we know of. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like it puts you in a position, it puts a person in a bond where it's like, all right, cool. I'm grateful for this opportunity, but eventually all things come to an end. So they say, right? Eventually all things come to an end. So at what point was he Yeah, pull up Sincere. At what point was he going to stay there for so long? Because
What's up, dude? What's up, everybody?
what's happening with you? So at some point, I believe that Deion Sanders didn't leave Jackson State. Jackson State left Deion Sanders because they wouldn't accept him. He couldn't advance there. Tap in with me, Sincere. Tap in with me, Iraq. I see you guys. The platform's open.
I completely don't feel like Deion Sanders is no sellout. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's a sellout. He just looked for a better opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to say this, Broadway. You see a lot of people talking about Deion Sanders, but what about what Jerry Jones just did? Look what Jerry Jones just was all over. That needs to be addressed. Yeah, look at Jerry Jones.
Wake it up. Tell us.
That's way. What happened to Jerry Jones is way more serious than what happened to Deion Sanders, but he's pledging allegiance to. And I think that is more a bigger topic than Deion Sanders. How you doing, Bambi? How you doing, brother? Everybody good? I'm feeling good tonight. I'm drinking. I got a little drink in my cup.
Yes, sir.
Together.
You know, I will say, I'm a little messy on the IG streets, but I'm a good brother. You know, I like to have fun.
Hilarious.
Hey, Broadway, we did it, bro. My name is ringing. Yo, let me tell you, Broadway, my name is ringing bells on the IG streets. Yo, we like Joe Biden. We did it. We did it. We made it. We made it.
Well, I want you to make it and stay on this topic, Sincere. Listen.
No.
So
I'm sorry. I like to have fun, but what I'm saying is, Broadway, I don't think Deion Sanders is a bigger issue than the Jerry Jones situation. I think Jerry Jones situation should be have more backlash, you know what I'm saying, than what happened to Deion Sanders, because that is a serious topic.
But see, the thing is this, right? Anytime this is the theme, you get what I'm saying? It's always gonna be this is worse. Because when you go to Webster and you look up this, what it say? Dark, evil, and something bad, right? But when you look up, I don't got too much of it on me. When you look up this, what it say? Pure, innocent. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying essentially is anything that looks like this is always gonna rise to the top or go to the bottom. I don't know what's worse. Rise to the top, I'm identifying that as being the worst. First, because anything that looks like me is systemically, how you say that word? Systemically? Say it for me, Bambi.
Systemic.
All right, me, unique New York. My enunciation is way off. All I'm saying is of course, because that's Deion Sanders. That's what I'm saying to you, Sincere. You get that?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, for me, it's like, oh, because he's black, everybody's in uproar. But when the white man is doing the same thing that's wrong, it's like he gets a pass. I don't believe in that. I feel like, everybody who's doing anything like racial or racism should be called out. So I feel like Deion Sanders should get a pass, because Deion Sanders, what I liked about, let me tell you, Bambi.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Let me stop you right there, beloved. And I'm coming to you in a second, Clubhouse.
Look at Bambi's face. Bambi ready. She ready for the bump, what I'm saying.
So here's the thing, right? The thing with that is unfortunately, in our community, is more poverty stricken than the majority, right? So whenever black and brown people have an opportunity afforded to them and it's taken away from them, just like that, they feel as though like, hold on, what's happening? I'm being hoodwinked, bamboozled, finessed. So Deion Sanders not being there no more, instantly they were in uproar instinctively. Because if I was playing, if I had dreams or just said, you know what, I just got accepted to JSU and I know Deion there and that's why I'm going, then he's not there no more. I'm going to feel a way that he's not there and I just went to the school.
I agree with that, bro. I agree with that.
That's why I got that portal right now. They got that portal thing right now. So if he draft you, you talk to you, you come through that portal. You come through him.
Let me tell you.
Wait, Sensei, just give me 1 second. Explain that to me, Iraq. Explain that to me.
Right now, he developed that portal thing where he can recruit, like you come through like a time zone. Like, I bet you want to go where? I can bring you there. So the players feel like that. I'm going with him. So
you come through the portal. You a smart brother.
You know what he can't do Jackson State? He brought man play, went to the NFL already. Like what?
Wow.
How you did that? So it's called a portal right now. Come through the portal. Don't die in the portal.
Wake it up.
Either you coming or you go.
Only thing I want,
So is that
only
like
thing I want to say Broadway
key
is
man clause?
How long was he at Jackson State?
For like 2 years, not too long, but he made development. Like I said, he spent money out of his own pocket. The money that the school wasn't giving him, he paved the way for students. Like what? All right, need that? I'm paying for that.
Can you tell
And
whoever's
they went
talking to be
12-0
honest?
now,
Because he
13-0.
sat up there and just told those boys to not go into the portal because he wants them to play in Atlanta for the celebration game.
Yeah, that's only certain players though. Certain players he want to talk one-on-one. He gonna bring them home though. They gonna make it to the NFL.
Yo, how y'all doing tonight?
Like his son right now. His son got a lot to risk. You come with your dad. It's another player that's over there better than you, a starter. So you gonna run his spot? You just come with your dad? Like, how you feel? How you think he feel?
Right.
You come with your dad through the portal like, oh, now my spot is jeopardized. That's whack.
Hold on one
What's
second.
good, everybody? What's good?
What's happening with you, beloved? Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna throw it back to you in a moment. Let me go up top to Instagram, YouTube. You hear me? To Clubhouse. Clubhouse, tap in with me. To that you say what? The conversation, the portal. To that you say what? Welcome.
So,
to
the young lady first, or you want me to tap in?
I'm going to Clubhouse first. Tap in with me, Sean. We
Okay.
go to Siegel. I'm coming back to you, beloved.
My question is, the portal, is it kind of like a key man clause? Is that what? Because I don't understand the whole portal thing. Can you explain it?
I can explain the portal.
You can recruit your players. Now I mean, like coaches. He recruited his staff like months before that. He knew he was going there, so I would go ahead at the joint. I'm on recruitment, equipment people, trainers. He did all that. So that was already in the making. So now he's going after his players right now. Like, yo, I'm gonna talk to y'all one-on-one. Who's coming with me? If not, don't feel bad. Like he got certain players that he know that's gonna make it to the pros and make his team better right now.
So go.
It's like a draft pick.
So how y'all doing, man? Appreciate you bringing me up. I just wanted to add a little context to the conversation. Shout out Bambi. Seen you on live before.
Big Bambi.
So
Big Bambi.
So real quick, fam. Just to get a little bit of context and to make just a slight correction on that portal. So Deion didn't create the portal. The transfer portal's been around in college football longer than he's been coaching. And with the portal, what happens is players can throw their name in the portal so that they don't have to sit out a year. Remember when they used to transfer, they used to have to sit out a year.
Like so get redshirted, yeah.
The portal the portal's been around, man. The thing with Deion, and look, this is just my opinion, but this is also coming from a lot of different people that I talk to, a lot of conversations I've heard. Personally, people just feel like he finessed the culture because he was talking about doing it for the culture. No, I'm not mad he went and got his bag, but I can also say that I can walk and chew gum. I can be
two things to be
appreciative.
True.
Yeah, exactly. So I can be appreciative of what he did. I can also be critical of the fact that of the way that he finessed the culture. So I can say, yo, bro, I see what you did, but get your bag. I see what you did, but I ain't mad that you about to get your check. But understand this, I could also recognize what you did. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ooh, but that's part of what I call selling out. Because why are we so critical on each other and we just let a lot of other things slide on from others?
Wake it up.
That's true.
Go for it.
So let's talk about.
Just hold on. Let that sit there, right? Because he said that's what he identifies as selling out. Sean, you want to delineate more on that, King? Because I like that point.
I mean, to me, that's part of where we highlight our differences instead of our similarities, and always speak about we're selling out, but we're selling out by doing that. Instead of just saying, all right, the similarities is, he got his bag, he's getting another opportunity. Let's support this man like we supported him in Jackson State. let's continue to get that support because he's in a position that none of us have been in yet. He's in a position that can be a opportunity that's bigger and better for our community than just the one that he was pulling out his pocket. Now he got a deeper pocket to pull out of. But we missed that. And that's what I mean.
So can I make a rebuttal to that?
Just hold on.
Can I make a rebuttal to that real quick?
Just hold on. Let that sit there for a second. Because that's the bar. That's the bar. That's a bar. I'm totally in line with what Sean is saying. Go ahead, King. How do you
But what about the kids he uprooted and they changed their whole trajectory of where they were actually going to go because they thought that Trump Prime was at least going to be there for 4 years, and now they're literally either have to get into the portal.
Isn't that part of
the portal? Get into the portal. No, because he also, if you watch the entire interview he gave these folks directly after the game, he told none of his players to go to that portal because he needs them to play in that celebration game held in Atlanta, Georgia. He set down his own mouth and told them to wait until after the game. And if you wait, all the main big schools will have picked up the players that they want already. So you want them to still jeopardize their future after they already jeopardized their future to come and play for you, and you just got the hell up and left.
So can I expound on what the king just said? Because that's why I wanted to rebuttal. So let's talk about all the nuance.
Okay, Siegel. I see you, Siegel. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to him. But
I'm
look,
passionate about that because I'm from an HBCU, bro. So it's a different look for us.
Yeah. I'm rolling.
And then look, fam, I went to one too. I went to Prairie View. Fam. So shout out to you. This is where the nuance needs to be unpacked. What my man just said about the transfer portal, and I gave you guys the definition of what it is. He told everybody stay away from the portal. There's some selfishness in there as well. And like I said, I'm not hating on the bag, but I can call out the grift as well. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
And so one thing I want to say is this: when we talk about opportunities and about supporting each other, do we blindly support each other? If I'm providing you with bad customer service and shitty goods,
but I'm still
are you
giving
still
you
going to
something.
blindly support me?
Right.
Because we can support him. We can support him and also be critical of him because that's how he grows and learns as well. We just can't blindly support him.
But it's not
and let's keep everything in context too. Let's also, because the school, Oregon, also whatever Colorado came out and said they don't even got the money to pay this man right now. They have to build it and make the money. So it clearly ain't about the bag that much to Deion. He don't give a damn about no $5 million a year. It ain't even about that, bro. Like all that who blah blah blah. Like he just needs to be fucking real.
Maybe it's about the opportunity though, Siegel. Maybe it's about the opportunity.
You know what it's about? It's about the opportunity to get your son.
He always wanted to coach D1.
That's really what that's what it's about.
But whoa, hold on, wait, hold on, wait, hold on. Because I'm not upset by that. Because anything that's
I ain't mad at that.
Oh, okay. I'm just okay.
That's his dream to coach D1.
Okay.
But you don't use other people's kids to make sure it further your son's agenda, bro. Like you really uprooted all these other black kids that had opportunities to go D1, etc., to come play for Jackson damn State.
So hold on, Siegel. Hold on 1 second. Bambi want to respond to you. Go ahead, Bambi.
We're not blindly supporting him because his work shows for itself. He is not out here just trying to sell us an empty dream. It's putting Deion Sanders. It's not about him as a football player. It's him as what he's accomplished as a coach. What he's done as a coach. Why? That's not blind.
So hold on.
I just want to ask. I got you, Sean. I got you, Siegel. I just want to make sure I understand you correct, Bambi. You saying he's shown improved too many times. He done shown that his character, when it comes to football and coaching, he's that guy.
Not his character. He's shown his product.
His productivity. Okay.
So he has shown his abilities as a coach. He has shown that. Why should he settle for less?
To that,
he made a whole 360 with that school.
Whoa.
So again, I think. See, this is where I tell people we're conflating two things that are mutually exclusive. we can be happy that he got the opportunity.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean I can't critique the grift.
Yeah.
I can acknowledge the grift and congratulate him on the bag.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And see, I think that where we get things confused and fucked up in the community, excuse my language, is that when I say blindly support, when we can't call out our faults, because the person that you're holding accountable also learns and grows from that critiquing. Nobody on here is tearing him down and saying that he shouldn't get his bag. I'm going to call out his grift because maybe he learned something and doesn't do the same thing again. Because he wants, like my man in the beanie, in the orange beanie, he always wanted to be a D1 coach. Florida State last year passed him up and didn't even interview him. And that's his alma mater, right? So there's nuance and context to this. I think people have to stop conflating the two issues. We can be critical of Deion Sanders and also pat him on the back for getting a better D1 job and getting a bigger bag. But that doesn't mean that we have to turn a blind eye to the finessing that he did to the HBCU community. But two things can be, we can walk and chew gum.
Third choice for Colorado. He wasn't even their first choice. So I don't know what we all in here. Oh, they didn't even want Deion as, man. Like, let's just be real, man. He got that job because the other nigga turned it the fuck down. Not that they came running to Deion. They didn't come running to him neither.
But the bottom line is still the bottom line. He was offered the job, right?
So, exactly. Nobody's taking that from him.
He was offered a job. Nobody's taking it from him. But guess what? At the same token, like Jackson State gave him part of the revenue from the tickets, Colorado has to find out and figure out another way to pay him this $5 million they promised him because they don't even got the bag they damn self.
Oh, they gonna get it. Or he gonna. So hold on.
They do have the bag.
So hold on.
They do have the. Okay, go ahead.
My bad. My bad, Sean. My question to you guys is this, because I hear a lot of he finesse or you know, we're conflating. We can make a critique while still applauding him. I hear you. I get it loud and clear. What I'm saying is as black and brown people, do we do that same thing in other aspects, right? Do we? We just had a whole conversation the last few nights about TJ Homewrecker and Amy Robeck, right? We just had a whole conversation about that. And a lot of people were saying, yo, she's a lawyer for Rock Nation. Maybe he got with her because it was a good look for her at the time. And maybe he got with her because it was a good look for him at the time to step on her back and get to a certain place so that they can be seen as the power couple. Jay-Z, Beyonce. We see different things all the time, right? So what I'm asking you guys is as a culture, are we opportunistic? Do we use people for what we can to get what we want and then discard of them? Tap in with us, Live on Broadway podcast.
You know what? I don't want to judge Deion on that until we see if he's still going to continue to reach back to the HBCUs. Although I doubt it. Once, you know, out of sight, out of mind, the fuck would he need to reach back to Jackson State for and care about those players when he has a whole other team? And then he got to, when you're up there in that level, he definitely has to worry about the winning record over there. They're getting rid of his ass. So, you know, I don't think he's never been to an HBCU. He's not a product of an HBCU. So why the fuck does he care about an HBCU at the end of the day?
Hold on. One mic on Sean. One mic on Sean. Go for it, Sean.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with our community, and it's one word: cynical. What you just said was cynical. We have doubt. Why do we always have doubt with each other instead of having praise and giving uplifting to each other? We have doubt all the time. And so that doubt is what leads us to being able to not trust. That lack of trust is what leads us to being able to not be able to work together and continuously have the same problems that we complain about. We complain about it all the time.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it's complaining when you know who Deion as an individual is. He's always been self first, self throughout his whole careers. So I don't think, he's just proven who he is and who he's always been. Blame Jackson State and the administration for bringing him into HBCU culture.
One mic on Bambi. Finish your point, Sean. Then we're going to go to Bambi. Finish your point, Sean.
But Broadway, to answer your question, ask the white people that question. Is it opportunistic when they see an opportunity to make more money? Is it opportunistic or Is it securing the bag?
And to that point, and that's what my other point was going to be. We said point out and give him the praise. All of what we're speaking about right now is our opinion. Everybody got an opinion, and an opinion is like an asshole. We all got one, and they all stink. But we continuously want our opinion to be voiced so heavily, especially when it's a negative opinion. All I'm challenging us to do is speak on the positive things publicly. Privately, go ahead and say what you got to say, but publicly, you sitting there downing your man. You sitting there doing everything that that we complain about always and often.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because Bambi said something. She threw me for a spin.
Mm-hmm.
She said, ask the white people that. The fuck? She said, yo, do white people do we ask white people, are white people bad or opportunistic when they go after and seek after an opportunity?
Look at Aaron Judge right now. Aaron Judge, $360 million, 9 years with the Yankees.
Did we
That's
question
crazy.
Tom Brady and
One
Belichick
player.
when they was deflating the ball and cheating? Did we deflate? We didn't. I didn't hear too much about that.
So can I ask a question? Because see, I want to bring it back to the topic at hand, because again, I think that we're easy to conflate things when we can really debate the topic with there's a very robust paradigm to view this through. So when we say ask white people, right, I like where that's going, because we can definitely touch on that. So I haven't never been in y'all spaces. I've seen Bambi on live. I don't think people really come into the space that I'm in with a homie of mine. We talk about football. I'm a big college football fan, and I'm gonna be a little bit long-winded. I'm sorry, but I just want to get this point across as with the dichotomy, to show the dichotomy between black and white and how people can hold individuals responsible. So you got you got white coaches. Let's start with the white coaches at the PWIs, predominantly white institutions. They go into black living rooms every year and they finesse black kids to come to their campuses to help keep their programs afloat, right? To help keep their programs afloat. I want y'all to listen to my verbiage. To help keep their programs afloat. Because if the program stays afloat and is successful, those white men will get richer and richer, right? Those black kids, not all of them go to the NFL. Hell, not all of them finish school. Now, someone is finessing in your living room to get your kid to come to their school for 3 to 4 years, at least until they're draft eligible. That's 3 years. So we asked the question, do we question white people about being opportunistic? I don't hear anybody when we're in our space, because I put the iron to the fires for white coaches finessing black players, and I campaign for those black players to actually do what Travis Hunter did and spurn FSU, Alabama, Georgia, go to a Jackson State or Alcorn State or Southern or Grambling, go to a HBCU, because we have to be for us, by us, right? If we're going to be talking about white people taking advantage of our skill sets and our labor, why make these white schools endowments bigger by putting a good product on the field and getting these TV deals? Why can't we do that with HBCUs? That's who was made for us, right? And so we do hold white people accountable. It just depends on the space that you're in, and the conversation that you're in. Now, what's worse, when Nick Saban comes into your living room and finesses your parents, or when Deion Sanders comes into your living room and finesses your parents? That's a question you can ask as well.
Brother, right now, you came on late. My son right now, name is Zion Motrigata. He about to go to Syracuse right now. He got a state championship from Iona Prep, from New Rochelle, and a city championship, Capital School Division. He got 21 offers, D1, Dermont, Ivy Leagues, all that. I met Nick Saban, all of them. Right now, he going to Syracuse next year, starting linebacker. You understand me? So he paid his way from when he was 5 years old. So when you watching games on Saturday and Sunday, you see Syracuse, you go see my son.
Cool.
Like I said, I understand what you're saying, but I met all them dudes, like you talking about West Virginia, Army, Navy, Air Force. He had, all them schools on my son right now. He got, right now, they just lost last week in the championship to St. Anthony's. And you see the size of my son, 17 years old? Oh, my God. But like you said, I met all of them. I met all the coaches you said just now. I met them, all that.
But I'm just asking the question because I think
because our black people is not flying our kids out. Understand?
So, but
that's
see,
why,
and that's where I was gonna go with that in a moment, right?
You understand? So our people's not looking at our kids. They gotta go out their boundaries.
But
so
hold
he's
on.
the number one right now in New York. He's a 4-star prospect right now in New York. Right now.
But do you know why though? Because black school HBCUs have lower endowments. They don't have the recruiting budgets.
They don't get the represent. Some schools.
Not true.
A lot of times we in the black community, right? Black and brown community, we automatically identify subconsciously. We automatically identify white as right. So if somebody so if somebody comes up to us and they white and they giving us an opportunity and it sounds a little bit sketchy, but a black person comes up to us and they saying everything and it sounds exactly right, we go with the white person because traditionally black people be trying to get over on black people and white people be trying to get over on black people too. But you identify, if a person come into a room right now with a white jacket on and a stethoscope around his neck, you automatically identify him as a doctor, no matter if you see his credentials or not.
But bro, like I said, my son GPA, his grades, all his grades paved his way. Now, I mean, not just football. He's like I said, on the field and off the field. He's athlete, student, honor roll, all that.
I love it.
So all 21 schools that wanted him, D1, Ivy Leagues, he picked Syracuse.
Yeah.
But hold on,
now, ACC next year gonna have a problem because when he get there, it's going down.
Hold on one second. One mic on Bambi. Hold on, wait, hold on, beloved. One mic on Bambi. Bambi wants to tap in for a minute. Greetings, Bambi. Go for it.
No, I need to understand why we feel the need to go and give our 2 cents about him doing what's best for his family. I don't see what the problem with that is. I swear, if your neighbor said to you, I have the opportunity to make more money, I have done this for my team, the team that I work on, the coach, like I have brought them to this level. Would we sit there and say, no, it's worth, they're not paying him just because he's Deion Sanders. They're paying him because of what he's shown.
His value.
Yes.
His value.
What's the problem with that?
And that's what Iraq was saying about his son.
The HBCUs, I have seen their budgets personally. They have the money. If you want to quote Trump and his Trump people, he dished out so much money to the HBCUs. Okay, red, left.
Hold on. Let her cook.
They have the money. So why are we upset? Why are we upset?
So where's the money going? Wait, hold on.
I'll use.
Hold on 1 second, beloved. Where's the money going, Bambi?
Well, there's corruption everywhere in this country. I'm not saying that me personally, I don't see the need in being super greedy in certain situations. I am married to a celebrity. My husband has a lot of money, but we know that there's a lot of people less fortunate, and we don't look at, we're very careful with our money. Some people are very greedy and they want to spend money on a Rolls Royce, and you don't need a fucking Rolls Royce. You could get a fucking Hyundai. It'll still get you to point B.
So where's the money going? That's the question. HBCU,
that shit go on the table, bro.
Wait, hold on. Wait. HBCUs have the money. You said it.
It's going different accounts.
Hold on. I want her to stand in front of this. You said HBCUs have the money. I'm asking, you said you privy to certain things, right? We don't need to get into particulars, right? I'm just asking you, where's the money going? Because it's not going to the right places.
No, it's not. So not just there, all colleges, even the white colleges, a lot of times not, but somewhere like Colorado, where a lot of people don't live, where that's a lot of old money. A lot of old people live over there, a lot of old rich white people that sell weed, smoke weed.
Bambi.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to answer one question. Where do you think the money's going?
To the side chick, the prostitutes, OnlyFans.
So look, can I chime in on that? Because
go for it.
We have to be honest here. HBCU athletic department budgets are nowhere near as robust as PWI athletic department budgets. They're recruiting.
That's not true. They saying that's not true.
Their recruiting base, their recruiting footprints are far smaller than any other big D1 school. I mean, this isn't even debatable.
That's a choice. The administration.
That's not a choice, though.
That is a choice. The administration has a budget. They might be donated so much money a year, and it's their choice. They don't pay the faculty. We all know.
Like right now, Oregon is the highest paid right now, highest facility right now. Oregon State.
I'll say this. If you believe that they have the exact same amount of budgets or somewhere near it,
I didn't say that. Colorado.
So what I'm telling you is you can eat if you were to query Deion Sanders himself about his ability to recruit kids from Jackson, Mississippi, all the way to California, he's going to tell you he doesn't have the budget for that. They don't have the budget for that. His footprint is smaller. That's one of the downfalls of recruiting at HBCUs and at smaller colleges that are like D2, D3. They don't have the recruiting budgets.
He's only been in the game for 2 years, you say?
3 years, three.
That's still not a long time in football. I mean, that's still fairly new. He's still a quote unquote rookie.
How much
that has blown it out the park?
He's almost got a graduating class under his belt. That's 4 years.
Quick question. How much did Deion made the base pay was $600K, right? In the perks or whatever?
300, fam.
300. My correction.
Yeah.
300. How much they promised him $500K at 5 million? What they promised him?
5.9 million.
5.9. Wow. But he's not getting that up front, right? What is he getting up front?
So this is how college salaries work right here. If y'all let me explain. At a state school, his salary would look like what it looks like at Colorado, at Jackson State. So even Nick Saban's state salary is about $500,000. The athletic department and the athletic fund, which are the boosters and other people that donate, they make up those millions of dollars, right? So the last coach at Colorado made $3.2 million. So they had just enough to pay that last coach now to get that extra $2.7 million. That's why the AD at Colorado said that they don't have that money because they weren't paying the last coach they're almost doubling the salary of the last coach. Now, definitely they could get the money, but this is another thing nobody wants to talk about. If they can't raise the money outside, then they're going to be taking money away from some of the other Title IX sports that other black people engage in. The track, swimming, volleyball, basketball, right? And so you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So there's politics behind all this, but the money, my guy, the money comes from the boosters, and every school has an athletic fund which pays the millions of dollars of salary that you see. But state coaches at state colleges like Colorado it's not a private college, their salaries are only in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Got it.
And that makes sense. That makes sense from what you're saying. And business-wise, they are going to get the money because look at what we're talking about. The money is already being conjured up just in conversation and the excitement that Deion is bringing over there. So the boosters are going to go into their pockets, and more boosters are going to come out to be able to sustain that budget that Deion needs. So let's not lose sight of the value of that man, Deion Sanders, and what he's bringing, not only to the conversation of sports in general when he first got over to Mississippi, but he's continuing to bring value to college sports just by his presence in it.
So hold on, one mic on Broadway, one mic on Broadway.
You know what I mean? The players get paid.
Hold on, one mic on Broadway. Listen, I need everybody hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. You watching us on YouTube, hit that like button. Clubhouse, scroll to the top, hit that link. Please hit that like button. Please, let's throw some Let's throw some color in this group chat on YouTube. Send a super chat. Cash apps are appreciated as well if you're enjoying the show. Listen, man, Live on Broadway podcast. Tap in with us. You hear me? Tap in with me, Iraq. Go for it, King. Hit that like button. Hit the 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 like button. Go for it, Iraq. Iraq, you with me, King? He probably muted up.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. All right, there you go.
Sure.
Yeah. Finish your point, King. I just want to do a soft reset.
No, I was just saying about the students get paid now for that too. NFTs and all that royalties. You buy jerseys.
Yeah, they get NIL.
So the school will make the money regardless. Like you said, you're right about that.
I don't think that Deion's too worried about himself because he knows what he could do, but he does have to migrate within the college football scheme to give other kids opportunities. And again, I mean, black, like you said, you guys told me today, football is mostly a black sport. So black children, boys, all have the opportunity to be great football players. But Deion needs to migrate throughout, you know what I'm saying? And this is just an opportunity for him to show his abilities. And I don't what's the problem with that?
So something was said earlier, right? And I feel like we kind of like scaled over it, right? Before I ask that question, I'm gonna finish playing the rest of this video. Check it out, Live on Broadway podcast.
Predominantly white institution.
Let's start right here.
Accepting his new position, Sanders would say, in coaching, you get elevated or you get terminated. Those comments would receive controversy as it interferes CU is an elevation over Jackson State. Sanders' coaching at Jackson State was initially believed to be the start of black athletes finally playing at HBCUs. But now that Sanders has accepted the position at CU, many are criticizing his choice to leave Jackson State and coach at a predominantly white institution.
You've made a tremendous impact in the HBCUs. I guess how difficult was the decision to leave what you started there?
Tremendous, because it wasn't about the X's and O's or the wins and losses. It was about looking at the faces of those kids, knowing that God is getting ready to elevate me. Usually a coach is terminated or elevated. Thank God I'm elevated. The thing that alarms me the most is just because I'm leaving Jackson, they think that I'm leaving African American. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm black. So it is still my task to look in that locker room and see 65 to 70% of African American men trying to help them get to the next level, as well as all the others. Our college is not built on a location. It's built on a destination. In coaching, you get elevated or you get terminated. Ain't no other way. I've chosen to accept the job elsewhere next year. I'm going to finish what we started. It's been 4 or more African-American head coaches at the next level that has been terminated. I haven't heard not one other than a candidate like myself to replace them. So to me, that's a problem that many don't think about, but that's a problem. If someone don't step up and step out and hold it down for us, there's a problem. And many of the detractors, I guess they don't understand college football consists of 70% African-American. I don't care where you're at. It just happens to be more at an HBCU. But it's not like I'm not going to speak into the lives of young African-American men and women alike, because my challenge is still to provoke change no matter where I am.
So here's the question, right? Here's the question I want to ask you guys, and I want you guys to stand in front of the question. Did Deion Sanders sell JSU a dream?
I believe so. And to be honest with you, I can, because like I say, I'm really big into football, bro, college football. I can actually speak on the claim that he made when he said that those coaches did get fired, but he didn't say anything about the other coaches that were hired, right? So there were other coaches that were hired that they may have not replaced the same coach that was fired, because he replaced the black coach, right? The coach that was there was black that he replaced. But do you know that Deion Sanders, man, he makes it seem as though there weren't any other black coaches making waves in NCAA prior to him. Now, my man in the orange, you say your son's going to Syracuse, right? So that's Dino. Coach Dino is the coach at Syracuse, right? You got James Franklin at Penn State. Who else you got? You got Marcus Freeman that took over at Notre Dame when Brian Kelly left, right? So you got a bunch of black coaches. You got a plethora. I'm not gonna say you got 100 of them, but you got a good bit of black coaches that I can't even name at NCAA D1 schools. And yeah, some coaches got fired, but then some also got hired. I know that the running backs coach from Texas got the job at Temple. That's one of them I can think of off the top of my head. But at the end of the day, do I believe that's why I say he finessed them. Look, I'm happy for him. No, I'm not hating on him, but I can acknowledge that he did finesse. He finessed to get where he got, man. And it is what it is. And as a community, as long as we can embrace each other and support each other, but we could also call out each other's faults because that helps us grow. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so
now, I agree with that point, but here's why you keep saying he finessed it when you can't even mention none of the black coach's name, but you know his name. It's not a finesse; it's his value. It's
I just named some of the names.
Let him work. Let him work. Go for it, Sean.
Well, I'm not saying that you can't identify any. What I'm saying is his value is basically his namesake brings a lot of value, and we can't offset that. There's no finesse to that. They're finessing him at this point. They gave him $300,000. Why aren't we looking at it from that standpoint?
But he took the 300K.
So hold on, wait. Because here's the thing, right? Because I keep seeing the same thing come back around, right? What Sean is saying is can we look at the glass as half full, opposed looking at it as half empty? That's what he's saying essentially. Can we start, because when it comes to black and brown, it's always a stigma. It's always, and not stigma, how you said it, Sean, it's always cynical. We're always doubtful, right? So what he's saying is can we identify it to be something positive and not something that's associated with something negative?
But where's the doubt? Where's the doubt? Where's my doubt?
Well, the doubt is you're saying he finessed it. And
that's not doubt. That's not a doubt.
I'm not disputing that. Wait. I'm not disputing that one way or the other. I'm saying, why do you got to bring it to the attention in public right now? Why can't you just bring to the attention? If you see Deion, then you go tell Deion, yo, how you finesse the system like that? But why are you sitting there bringing it? That's part of what we do often, and I'm just challenging us to stop doing it.
But hold on, that's what these platforms are for, right?
Wait. Hold on. All right, just mute up. Just mute up. All right, so here's the thing, right? Yes and no, right? Because yes, platforms like this and others are to speak your opinion, speak your mind, right? But I think all too often we take, it's almost like, I seen this clip, right? I don't have time to play it because I didn't prepare it. But I seen this clip, and it was, the guy said, if you take a bunch of fire ants and you sit them in a jar, and you take a bunch of black ants and you sit them in a jar, there won't be any chaos. There won't be any disruption. They'll live together, holy matrimony. But if you take the black ants and the red ants, the fire ants, and you shake the jar up, the red ants are gonna kill the black ants because automatically the red ants look at the black ants like they're the enemy. Get what I'm saying? So the question isn't why on platforms like this and others is that what it's for. It's about, and it's not even about the black and the red ants. It's about who shook the jar. So what I'm saying is when you look at it and you start looking at who shook the jar, black people, who shook the jar? Who's making us feel like, yo, it's okay to consistently be at odds or look at something as a negative when a black person do it. And when we say finesse, right? Finesse is a way of saying got over, on. So when you look at it like that, it's almost like we got to say, hold on one second, God damn it. Why is there these negative words and connotations attached to what he's done? And I think, and I don't want to speak too much for you, Sean. I think that's what Sean is saying. To that,
well, you absolutely hit it. You hit it on the nose, and thank you for bringing that to the attention, because it's not that I'm even debating your point. But yeah, there are ways that we can express it differently to where it doesn't give that negative connotation, to where we start continuing that, perpetuating that negativity and distrust amongst us, because that's where we're deeply swimming in. There's a lot of distrust, a lot of cynical ways, and I'm just challenging us to try to identify when we do that. You could say, yo, he was a businessman, and he went ahead and did the business in the way that he was taught business is supposed to be done within these the NFL and within the business arenas that he's been exposed to. And you would have been saying the same thing, just in a different way. And that same thing would have been more positive, would have been more powerful to us to be able to embrace, instead of us looking side-eye at each other like we always do.
I think.
But see, I got a challenge.
Let me just say this one piece. I think they did the same thing to Jay-Z, right? When Jay went and worked for the NFL, when he said, "Yo, I'm gonna be the senior, whatever you call his position at the NFL," and he was just saying a few songs ago, he was saying, "I go to NFL, come to me. I don't go to the NFL." I forget the lyric or whatever, but they scrutinized him when he went there. But that goes back to the question I asked you guys earlier: does Deion do better on the inside opposed to outside? And I think he does better for us as a community from the inside. But to that you say what, King? What's your name, beloved? Because I see a black dot. What's your name, beloved?
No, my name is Deion, man.
Okay, Deion,
Word
speak
up.
on it, Deion.
Nah. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Nah. Your name not Deion. No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
It
No,
is.
it's not. No, it's not. Nah, you trolling me now. You trolling me now. No,
Nah,
it's
I'm
not.
not trolling,
Get
homie.
out of here. Your name Deion?
Nah. Yeah, for sure.
Are you... All this scrutiny,
Dead ass.
all Sean been trying to say is, can we look at the glasses half full opposed half empty? The irony of it is your name is Deion. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah. And so I tell Sean this here. Whether the glass is half full or half empty, it's still half a glass, you heard me?
Say that.
And so look, there's still half a glass, and at the end of the day, I can't speak for everybody else. But if I'm engaging in debate, this ain't even a debate. If I'm engaging in conversation about this topic, if I'm engaging in conversation about this topic, you have to listen to the message that I'm conveying. Never once have I spouted or spewed any vitriol. I haven't said that nobody should ever play for Deion, that nobody should give Deion another opportunity. I said get the bag, but I can look, game recognize game, and I'm gonna recognize it. And at the end of the day, I'm not doing it. I don't think I'm doing it in a negative fashion by saying that I can acknowledge what I see as finesse while also congratulating him on getting 5.9 mil. That's why I'm saying we conflating the two because. But hold on. At the end of the day,
wait. Hold on, Sean. Go for it, Deion.
At the end of the day, if Sean owns a restaurant, and I go to Sean's restaurant, and Sean's restaurant got bad service, while I'm still gonna, while I still support Sean's restaurant, I'm gonna leave my review. Because that's how Sean's restaurant gets better. And I don't have to tear Sean's restaurant down by simply saying that, the hostess didn't even acknowledge us when we walked in the door and we came to spend money. It took us 30 minutes to be seated to even be acknowledged. I think, the business should ensure that their hostesses, meet and greet all of their customers. Don't keep us waiting. If the wait's going to be long, just keep us tapped in. I think that constructive criticism and acknowledgement is what helps us all grow. Now, for the people that are out there trying to shit on him, you didn't hear me say that. And I haven't heard anybody in the circles that I've been say that either. We're just acknowledging what we see as the finesse.
I think what's happening real quick is I think it's two different things what we're talking about right now. Because that analogy that you just gave is a private thing. right? It's something that you do. You might go on Google Yelp review and you put it out there, right? Cool. Or you let the owners know whatever it is, right? Versus actually being vocal about it. And I'm not saying you're loud. I'm just saying, and being outspoken about it, right? Because now you see what I'm saying, Deion?
So you know what, King? If I was walking around white spaces shitting on Deion Sanders, that would be detrimental to the community.
Absolutely.
But
I'm
Deion,
talking to y'all.
But Deion, this is
keep breaking up. I can't hear.
I'm sorry, Deion, this is part of the issue. You don't see how subliminally you are definitely, like you said, you don't see anything wrong with you saying finesse. And what I'm just sharing with you, or getting over and finessing is basically robbery. And you're saying that, in other words, that he's robbing the system.
So look. No, I'm sorry.
Finessing the culture is different than robbing the system, though.
That's according to what you're saying. But to most of us black folks, no, it's not. And we need to be aware of that and intentionally be aware of it so that we can change our words so that we don't plant seeds that we're not trying to plant, but that are easily growing inside the heads of those who are not really solid on their foundation of supporting each other, or on that foundation with trusting each other.
So look, let's do this. Let's hold on 1 second. Let's do this. Let's step into final thoughts. Let's step into final thoughts. Welcome to the stage. Let's step into final thoughts live on Broadway podcast. I'm going to go around. I'm going to ask you guys your final thoughts by way of, turn that down for a second. I'm going to go by way of Clubhouse. Then I'm going to go back to Instagram. I want you guys to tap in and let us know. YouTube viewership, jump in that comment section. Let us know your final thoughts. Live on Broadway podcast. Tap in with us. Final thoughts. Clubhouse, it's on you first. Final thoughts. Sammy, go for it. Ladies first.
I just feel that as a collective, as a community, we should see the good in what others are doing. And I believe that Deion has implemented a blueprint in Mississippi that everyone should follow.
Deion Sanders, right?
Yes, sorry, Deion Sanders. And not just look at him as the savior that's going to help and transition a whole entire community. I think it's time for that community in Mississippi, the whole Jackson State, to now take that blueprint, to now have more people that do want to coach, be trained by Deion and his other coaches that he did, and just keep it going. Don't just expect him to do everything. Yeah. I mean, keep it going. Stop killing each other. Fathers, stay in the home. Don't do things that's going to get you caught up and corrupt in jail. Raise your kids. Don't expect for one coach to sit there and transition your child. It's your child. Make sure that you're doing what's necessary. And I think that's the hurt that's coming from, because so many of those men were going down the wrong path or thinking the wrong thing, and Deion has them thinking they're absolutely great. So now it's for the parents, it's for the community to continue doing what Deion has implemented. And that's my final thought.
I appreciate that. Thank you for that, Sammy. Thank you for that, Sammy. Marlo, final thoughts, King.
For my final thoughts, I believe he left Jackson better than when he came there. And it's a situation for Colorado to become better, and we'll see what he does, let's see what he does first before we cast judgment.
All right. Tap in. Before I come to you, Sean, Corey said on Instagram, if Deion had integrity and morals, he would have stayed with the original mission and build up HBCUs. He sold out for chump change. To that, I just say to you, Corey, I just feel like anyway, carry on, Sean. I'll get to that in a moment.
Man, to that point, if Trump changed, he was already giving his change to that chump, to those chumps, if that is what we're going to call it. Now he has more change. Who's to say that he's not going to give the $300,000 to bring in the next coach, or even $1 million to be able to help out the program and the students even further? Now that he has it, now that he has this residual income that's coming in from his move. So why do we always condemn him is the final thought that I have. We continuously become cynical. That comment that he just made is cynicism. We are plagued with cynicism. We are plagued with being cynical, and we don't even see it. To Deion on Instagram, to the point that I was making is that we sometimes, our language can be weaponizing. And if we are not positive on how, it's like you said, if you go to a restaurant, you get bad service, and it's a black-owned business. We have a tendency to want to go ahead and put a review online for our black services quicker than we do at our services in white restaurants. Why is that? We saying, because we want to help them. We want to help them build, and they should be aware of it. But how do you know that one comment did not trigger 1,000 people that made that business now fold simply because you felt it was your need to put out that comment? And that then becomes a backfire into every effort and intention that you had for that comment to be. Because now he doesn't have the position to be able to build his restaurant further. So I'm not saying that that's what you're doing. I'm just saying, could we look at it from that standpoint instead of saying that we are always doing constructive criticism? Unless you're speaking directly to the owner, you don't know what that criticism is constructing. That's my final thought.
I appreciate that, Sean. Mike, tap in with us. Final thoughts, Mike. Final thoughts before I go to Instagram. Final thoughts, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, Sean Broadway? I haven't been on in about a year.
It's okay, King.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm 100% behind the man. The man did what he had to do. It's the world today is all about opportunities, period. Just say, would you sacrifice a year going to the penitentiary for $1 million? Broadway.
Would I sacrifice a year and going to the penitentiary or $1 million? I'm going with the $1 million time and time again.
And pretty much that's the opportunities that you are, right? If you're going to take that, don't care about your health, anything happening to you in there, you're looking at the $1 million, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's take when Deion Sanders went down to Jackson State. Jackson State wasn't even on TV. They didn't even know about him. They was like dust in the wind. He went down there. He gave him 27-5, then gave him 2, and gave him a whole 12-0. He did what he had to do when he went down there. Now, I said to Sean in his text, I said, hey, Deion loves challenges. He don't have nothing to get challenged. There's nothing there for him to get challenged. He beat everything. There's no challenge for him. You feel what I'm saying? So if you whooping everybody from 12-5 to 12 to 27-5, then 12-0, there's no challenge there. Everybody want to be a champion. He already championed out, right?
Wow. Great point.
So if there's no challenge, you have to go build another challenge, just like us in society. If we've been at a job for 5 years, there's no challenge there. You're looking for something else.
Yeah.
We are, it's not about the money. It's about the challenge. I'm a challenge type of guy.
the challenge
you got
is
to
important.
challenge me. If it's not, it's there. So I'm looking at it to a point. It's an opportunity. It's not anything. Hey, that's what I would have did. I would have took the challenge over the money, and like he did, he came in. He put him on TV. He got him endorsements. You got,
So the
you
bottom
know,
line is, you
hey,
feel as though he left them in a better situation than when he
better,
came.
way better.
I
Way
appreciate that. I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you so much, King.
Okay.
I appreciate
Ooh,
that.
good point. Good point.
Iraq, I'm coming to you, King. Final thoughts.
And like we said, what Dude said last time, he right. He on point. He made him in a better point. Like I told you earlier, he spent his money out of his pocket, brought him on TV, gave him light. He did what he had to do, you know what I mean? So if the next coach that don't step up, don't take it from that, then you can see the biggest upset, like, oh, Deion was here for 2-3 years, and we lose it, like, wow.
Right.
They don't understand, know what I mean? Like, he did what he had to do. Like I said, it's not, like I said, you can't hate on that man. You know what I mean? It's not, yeah, you can't hate on him, know what I mean? So everything was great conversations, like, everything worked out, like, it was good.
I love it. All right, from one Deion to another Deion. Final thoughts, Deion.
Man, I don't know where to start, man. First off, I hope that as a community we can get to a point where we're not conflating all sides of the paradigm, right? That you could view something through a couple different lenses, and critiquing, not criticizing, but critiquing ourselves is not hate. I can't wait till we get to that point, because people critique each other daily. And for some reason now, because it comes down to Deion Sanders, because certain people may believe that he was some form of a savior to HBCUs, I mean, the narrative should be corrected. Deion Sanders was not the only big name coach to come in at around the same time. Eddie George, Heisman Trophy winner, Hall of Famer, Tennessee State. Hugh Jackson, who actually coached on Eddie George's staff, ended up getting a job at Grambling. FAMU this year went 9-2, almost got into the FCS playoffs, right? So while Deion you can't take away nothing the man did, because I know I haven't.
Yeah.
But like I said, I can shake that man's hand, and I can also provide my critique. And I think that as a community, if we run around acting like us critiquing each other is somehow in bad faith, then, we going to get nowhere fast, bro. We going to get nowhere fast, and we got to stay on point. Everybody that had that energy for Deion Sanders, man, where's that energy for Eddie George? Where's that energy for Dooley down there at Prairie View? Where's that energy for Hugh at Jackson State? Where's that energy for FAMU? FAMU had an outstanding season this year, almost got to the FCS playoffs, man. They weren't selected. So Deion Sanders, I hate to say it to all his supporters, he didn't do as much as you think he did, because all of us that's up here in the New York City area, and I hear the accents. I'm from New Orleans, but I live in the New York City area. NY55 show those games every Saturday. ESPNU been showing HBCU games every Saturday for years, even before Deion Sanders got there. So I think that we just need to be intellectually honest. We're not tearing each other down. We just providing some critique. And at the end of the day, if I could see the man in his face, I'll tell him everything I'm telling y'all to his face.
I love to hear it. Nonetheless, final thoughts on Broadway. Great show tonight. Great podcast tonight. Final thoughts on Broadway. I think that Jackson State, if I'm standing in front of the question, did Deion Sanders didn't leave Jackson State. Jackson State left Deion Sanders. I believe that after some point in time, and this is going to probably sound like an echo chamber, a little bit of what everybody said, so pardon me. But that's what happens when I don't argue with right. You understand me? When you're trying to be great and you can't quite get there, you got to look for new opportunities. I like what Mike said, right? He's dominated in every sport, in every prime time, right? That's what they saying in the comment section on YouTube. Prime time. I think we got to remove ourselves I think it's always easiest from the outside looking in to talk about what someone should do, right? You ever got into a fight and then after the fight was over, you said, damn, I should have zigged when I zagged and I wouldn't have got punched. But the thing with that is hindsight is always 20/20. There's a lot of times people make assessments on people with babies and children that's not parents. People that make assessments on what it is, people that's married on what you would do if you were single, right? People making assessments and say what Deion Sanders should be doing versus what he shouldn't be doing when, frankly speaking, I don't think a lot of people been in Deion Sanders, been great for as long of a time as Deion Sanders. Just wake it up. I think Deion Sanders, I think it is about the money with Deion. I think it's always been about the money with Deion, frankly speaking. I think it's one of those things where person show you who they are, believe them. Must be the money that got me like that must be. He done showed you this, right? Deion Sanders is money-making Mayweather is the Deion Sanders of now. Make sense? It's been about the money. But being politically correct, you got to jazz it up and make it fancy and say things like, hey, it's about new opportunities. It's about advancing my family. It's about, listen, I don't knock any of that. All that sound good. But I think his move to Colorado is based off of the money. Yes, the money does different things and affords different opportunities. So I'm not going to ever knock him for the money, especially when the man's duty is to what? Provide, protect, and make his woman and family feel secure. And that's what he's doing by way of going for the money. Different opportunities. I like a lot of what you guys shared tonight. Mike, love that point of view. Love what Sean shared. Love what you, Iraq, congratulations, man. This is what it looks like being an active father and being in your child's life. You hear me? Shout out to all the black fathers out there, black and brown fathers out there that's doing their due diligence to raise their kids. Iraq, your son is going to, one more time, Syracuse, right? Going to Syracuse. He's going to be out here doing a lot of amazing things. I look forward to having more conversations with you, King. Shout out to you too, Deion, on Instagram. That you just can't make this shit up. I mean, your name Deion. We talking about Deion. And I love the conversation. Y'all know my vibe, man. We be back tomorrow. I was going to do a two-peat tonight, but I'm not because I got something I want to talk about, but I'm just going to hold it down to tomorrow. I appreciate all the YouTube viewership. Everybody, make sure y'all hit that link, hit that like button on Clubhouse, like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Y'all know my vibe. Y'all know my body. It's cheaper to be yourself. Be giant. Pooh!
Click! Do you have relationship questions? Me answer. Do you have relationship questions? Me answer. That live on spicy topics. Have music. Have more and have music. At Live on Broadway podcast. Be sure to tap live on Broadway podcast. Monday. Be sure to tap 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Monday live on IM_Broadway's Instagram. Live on IM_Broadway's Instagram. Clear.